please call the roll.
Hoffman.
Here.
Lahr.
Here.
Swallow. Here. Bowman.
Here.
Parsons.
Here.
Brooks.
Here.
Adair.
Here. Item 4, discussion and action on the consent agenda. All of the following items which concern reports and items of a routine nature normally approved at City Council meetings will be approved by one vote of the council. Any member of the council desiring to discuss an item on the consent agenda may request that it be removed from the consent agenda and placed for discussion as the next item on the regular agenda. It will then be considered separately. The consent agenda consists of the consideration and action on the following items. Item A, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on May 20th, 2024. Item B, approval of the minutes of the special meeting on June 11th, 2024. And item C, approval of claims in the amount of $349,333.55 and payroll expenses of $230,630.56. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Bowman, a second from Dr. Lahr to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Bowman.
Yes.
Lahr.
Yes.
Adair.
Yes.
Brooks.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Swallow. Yes. Parsons.
Yes.
Item 6, reports from staff. Was no planning commission meeting. Item B is the Alva Hospital Authority meeting on May 28th. Mr. Bowman.
Well, there's not much to report, pretty routine meeting, but I will say that they hired 2 LPNs, and the doctors and surgeons that are out there are as busy as they want to be right now, so everything's going well.
Any questions for Mr. Bowman? Thank you. Item C is the Alva Public Library Board meeting. There was not one of those. Item D, also the Marine Authority meeting was canceled. Tourism Tax Commission meeting on May 22nd.
I wasn't there.
You weren't there?
Mostly they just discussed some of the changes they want to make to their bylaws and the way they do things. They haven't made any final decisions, but they're working on coming up with different ways to award money for projects and for events, and they're trying to get a little better grasp on that, how it's done. That was the big event from that meeting.
Any questions for Steve? All right, thank you. Item F is the Alva Board of Adjustments meeting. There was not one. And item G is the Airport Commission meeting on June 10th. In addition to the routine business, we did discuss a lot of grant opportunities at the state and federal level that the airport's thinking about, everything from runway expansion, widening, to terminal updates and remodels, to just a number of different projects. There's a lot of FAA and Oklahoma aviation dollars out there right now, and so the commission was given an update on those. I don't recall what we approved. We approved, it was a change to the engineers agreement.
It's on this agenda as well.
Okay.
Park Hill Amendment number 9, I think.
And so we'll have that here in a little bit. And I think that's about it. I'd entertain any questions. All right, next item is the Parks and Recreation Committee meeting. Also did not meet. Cemetery did not meet. Finance Committee meeting on this afternoon. Dr. Lahr?
Pretty routine meeting. We had our new finance director, Sadie, attend not her first meeting, but her first one as director. They're kind of working to wind down everything for the fiscal year and figure out where our numbers are going to be. Our pool cash balance is down just a little bit because we're moving some money around for the pool. Currently, the general fund has collected 80% of what was expected and expended 83%. The Economic Development Fund has collected about 73% of what we anticipated and expended about 99%. And the Utility Authority has collected 97% and expended just a little over what we had budgeted for the fiscal year. As far as sales tax was up 3% from May of 2023 and about 0.5% from April of 2024. Collected about 91% of what we've anticipated. And then outside of that, we billed about 28.4 million gallons of water in May of 2024, which is down from 35 million gallons last May of 2023. It's about 86% of what we budgeted so far. That's all I've got.
Any questions for Dr. Laura? Thank you. For the mayor's report, I'll kind of jump on a little bit behind the finance report. I did get a phone call from, this is customary, to interview with our auditor to see if there were any concerns for foul play, if you will. We visited for probably 30-45 minutes just about the state of the city and efforts that we've recently made with hiring a finance director and some other things. But that went well. I expect they'll have our audit wrapped up before long then. And then that report will come back to council. We did have the Municipal League Mayor Summer Conference last week. Thank you, Mr. Bowman, for filling in for me. It was, for being at that town down south, it was a good conference. We had a lot of information given to us on how Weatherford's done some things with local, state, or local county and private partnership type things, and they probably some things that we should, see how we can do some things around here as well. I got to tour their facilities. They've got some good stuff going on, and I hate to say that. I did wear my Ranger colors every day, and so much that one of them asked me if that's all I had. So that's all I had that week. So anyway, the other thing is I did also, kind of relevant to a presentation that we had a few weeks ago from Retail Strategies, I did have opportunity to learn about maybe some other options. So I'm working on getting some information for council to consider. I have told Lindsay and Ryan with Retail Strategies that we're kind of pumping the brakes a little bit just so we can do our due diligence. But we'll have more information to come back in front of you guys on that front. And other than that, I would be interested in anybody from the community or anybody on the council. There are some citizens that have some interest in mitigating the dilapidated VFW out there by the fairgrounds on the airport property. And so if anybody has interest or ideas on that, I'm starting to get a list of veteran organizations that might be interested in helping, and not just veterans, but anything service related. But and I would love it if there were some more people that were also interested in joining that conversation. So if you know anybody that has an interest in that, please have them get with me. Other than that, I'll entertain questions. Okay, thank you. The city business manager's report, Mr. Ford.
It's been a busy last few weeks. Obviously, spent a lot of time working on the budget for next year. Glad we got that done last week. Glad to have Sadie aboard. She's already found a lot of things that were not being quite done correctly. She's found some cost savings for some money. Those were booked wrong, so that's good. Glad she's doing that. Work with Myers Engineering, trying to get the telemetry project moving, so we can get that going. Work with DEQ to get our permit so we can get the bidding cycle going for our new ground storage tank. We talked extensively today for about an hour and a half about stuff we want to do here in town with some of that FAP loan money. And Also working with him to find a contractor to do the curb and guttering for us on Locust Street. So we can get that project wrapped up. I want to give a shout out to the sanitation department. Those guys have been busting their back ends. With both of our small trash trucks down, they've used any means necessary to go around and pick up trash, which means they're basically handling it twice, because you put it in the back of a pickup, and then you got the transfer site to take it back out of the back of the pickup, which kind of doubles their workload. But they're doing it, and they're getting it all done as fast and as efficiently as they can. So yeah, those guys have really been working hard, and they deserve a lot of credit for what they've done. And then just trying to get ready for the end of this fiscal year, and get ready to start the next one. That's all I got.
Does council have any questions for Steve?
I do have one, and I've talked about it a little bit before, and I understand that there's a ton of stuff that has to be done. I'd really like to see it getting back to a written report like there has been in the past, and just also updating our website, because if you look on the website and you go to business manager reports, you're still going to see ones from 2019. So in that, I talk to you, I see what you do, and that's less for me than it is for the citizens to understand this is what we're working on, this is the big projects, this is, the things that are going on at the city, just to help them be informed, and have it on the website, maybe send it out to the paper, and then have it at the meeting. And I just think that the citizens would appreciate that.
Sure.
And also, you talked about the trucks being down. Do we know a time frame on those?
Well, the one the transmission went bad. They've gotten all the parts in, so we're hoping to get that back either later this week or early next week.
Okay.
Nice thing about that is that was all warranty work, so it's not going to cost us any money. So that truck is still under warranty. And the other, the PTO kit, I believe Carl's got it out there. I just need to follow up with Ronnie and find out when Carl's going to put that on to get the other truck running.
I talked to a truck company out of Oklahoma City that rents them, but there are about 4,000 a month. I'm sure you probably, and I mean, that's crazy high. But I hate to see our workers having to do what they're doing to keep the town running. So that sounds like we're getting close on that. I appreciate that.
Yep.
I had somebody contact me with a complaint about us turning down transfers out of the hospital. Are we short-handed, or are we keeping along with what we're turning down?
So we have turned down a few. I've talked to Bruce about it. And the ones we've turned down is because we don't have the correct personnel for that type of transfer. So for example, if our paramedic's not available, we can't accept certain types of transfers.
They said Winoka was coming in and taking some of those transfers, and we were turning down.
So I talked to Bridget. She told me the only ones they turn down are the ones that require a paramedic to be on board, so they should have access to a paramedic. So I had them go look into it and pull the whole list from the dispatch logs and everything. We talked about it. So.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mr. Ford? Thank you. Next item is remarks and inquiries by citizens. Anybody care to make a remark or inquiry? Thank you. Item 8 is discussion and action to approve resolution number 2024-014, resolution of the City of Alva, Oklahoma, entering into agreement with the Board of County Commissioners for Woods County, Oklahoma, concerning the temporary appointment of Mr. David Cummings as the interim Woods County Sheriff. Mr. Ford.
So this came about from the DA. They said we needed to have this resolution if Mr. Cummings is going to remain employed. He's a part-time police officer for the City of Alva, and also works at the county sheriff's. They're going to make him the interim county sheriff. So we have to have this resolution approved for him to be able to still work at both places. And it's really just a formality. Kind of had to hold off on this until they actually made the announcement, so we couldn't take any action on it as a council before they made that announcement. Or we tried to get this approved last week. We had to wait for the announcement to be published. So that's what's coming to us here, and we just have to have it done before the July 1st.
And I spoke with the DA. I think this is something we've got to have for anybody who's working for the sheriff's office and the city. They were concerned with getting this one done first, but that may be something that comes back for anybody else that's working for the sheriff's office and also the city.
Okay. Any questions regarding the resolution?
Do we have a lot of overlap, like you said?
I think there's
I think
several,
there's
I don't know.
two. We lost one of them, we had three.
Okay.
One is no longer employed by us part-time, but he's still employed by the county.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2024-014, a resolution of the City of Alva, Oklahoma, entering into an agreement with the Board of County Commissioners for Woods County, Oklahoma concerning the temporary appointment of Mr. David Cummings as the interim Woods County Sheriff.
I'll second.
I have a motion from Mr. Bowman, a second from Mr. Brooks to approve resolution 2024-014 as stated in the agenda. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Bowman,
Yes.
Brooks,
Yes.
Swallow,
Yes.
Adair,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Parsons,
Yes.
Item number 9 is discussion and action to approve resolution 2024-015, a resolution of the Alva City Council authorizing OMAG to distribute escrow account funds to be applied to the 2024-2025 premium for a workers' compensation plan renewal. How much is that, Steve?
So our escrow, we currently have $51,258 in escrow. The invoice for our workers' comp insurance is $31,714. Make that bigger.
So we'll still have a balance in escrow?
Yes, we will. We'll still have roughly 20 some odd thousand maybe. Yeah, roughly 20,000. This one was a goofy looking resolution like we did last year, where we just have to pick which one we're going to do and put a number in there.
So, yeah, this is something that we do annually, and we decide whether we want a lump sum returned or if we want to apply it to next year's invoice. So, I just soon apply it to next year's invoice. But, I mean, on the other side of that, it's cash. And we can take the cash and collect our own interest on, I mean, some banks not really giving us interest on our balance, so. I talked myself out of it. I'd take the check.
No, this isn't a check, this isn't a refund. This is our invoice that we owe them, $31,000. They're asking us basically, do we want to pay it from ours, do we want to pay it, or do we want to take it out of this escrow account?
Oh, they'll send us some money back. They'll send us a check for that.
They'll send us whatever's left over. So they'll take the 31,000 out and then send us the remainder.
Yep. Or they can send us the whole thing and we can write them a check. Any thoughts?
Did our costs go down? Is that why there's the amount that's in escrow is more than?
I don't know what our claims are.
But the total policy balance is $126, $26,857. It says it on one of those pages somewhere.
Up here?
Go down to, I don't know, I saw it on something. There
Right
it
there
is.
in the corner.
Total policy
Total
doc, full
premium.
payment.
Yeah. So that's just the payment for
Oh,
this
it's,
review.
okay.
I mean, if it's just them sending us a check to send them back a check, it doesn't, I mean, I don't think it, I mean, that's my thought on it, if it's just gonna be.
Whatever you guys think, I'll sign it.
So they're gonna send us that cash back and we'll pay them again next year about this time?
I'm guessing that that's a quarterly installment.
yeah, it's due,
Yeah.
it's due this month. And it is based off of our
Claims
claims that
history.
we have. So, take advantage of your low ones.
Jill, I don't know the answer to your question if we've seen a reduction in claims or not.
as the finance committee thing.
Well, I was thinking we're getting really good interest on our CDs right now, but I don't know how long we'll be able to sit on that cash for when we'll have to make our next payment, I guess. Was what I was thinking. I mean, will we have time to even put it in a CD, or like Joe said, are we just gonna take the cash and then send it right back?
We could always put it in that pooled investment account that we created with, I don't know if we would have time to put it in a CD, but we could gain a little bit of interest off of it in that pooled investment account until it came time to pay.
Like you said, this is due this month, right?
Not the whole amount though,
No, 31,000 is.
not the 100 and something.
No, just the 31,000.
Well, I guess that'd be my, we're getting, what, 4% in that?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, so I guess that'd be kind of my thought, put it in the account, make 4% for whatever we get.
Yeah.
So, to make that motion, it would be, what's our resolution? Is a resolution?
I'll give us a check for this one.
So it would be, you would choose option number 2. You'd make a motion to approve option number 2 with resolution 2024-015, not using the escrow to reduce.
I'm not convinced they sent us a check for that, to be honest with you. I don't know.
I've been doing it for a little bit.
Okay, I'm just,
That's why they give us that
the
option.
refund is a different one. We did the same thing last year, but it was actually a refund. It was weird.
With this item, can we make that motion with how it's wrote in the agenda? Because it just says that we're just, the item is to district escrow, it's not to not, I didn't know. That was,
Yeah, I think that puts on notice that either we were going to put it towards that, or I think that gives good enough notice to the public to know that we might not do that.
I wonder if they changed how to do it. They used to send us a check.
That's what's confusing. We put this together because we were trying to look at what we did last year, and it was different.
I think you're right. They used to send us a check. I'm not crazy.
No, they did last year. Yeah. They gave us the option to
This
either roll
doesn't
it
read,
over.
this doesn't read that way though. I'd use it to pay it down.
I will motion to approve resolution 2024-015, a resolution of the City Council authorizing OMAG to distribute escrow account funds to be applied to the 2024-2025 premium for workers' compensation plan renewal.
Second.
Okay, I'm going to, Drew, I don't know if I can seek clarification, but the way this has to be filled out is with a dollar amount.
Yep, it does.
Would you want that to be with the entire amount of what's in escrow?
We could.
Pull that up, Steve.
No, I think so. That's close. There you go. Maybe. Okay, make it bigger for you.
Joe, what amount would you like to put in there in your motion?
$51,258.02.
All right. Okay. I have a motion from Mr. Parsons, a second from Dr. Lahr. I assume, Dr. Lahr, you willing to second that? Is that okay? Are we out of order?
I think that's fine.
I'll second it.
To approve resolution 2024-015 using $51,258.02 of our escrow credit towards our 2024-2025 premium for workers' comp. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Parsons,
Yes.
Lahr,
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Swallow,
Yes.
Adair,
Yes.
Brooks,
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Next item is discussion and action to approve ordinance 2024-001.
That's the first ordinance we had this year. That's one of the
Ah.
resolutions, the ordinance.
All right. An ordinance amending the employee retirement system defined benefit plan for the city of Alva, Oklahoma, providing retirement benefits for eligible employees of the city of Alva, Oklahoma pertaining to vesting options, providing for repealer and severability.
This is what we discussed last week in the executive session, and we voted to take the appropriate action. They need this ordinance to enact that, is what it is. So this is from OMRF.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2024-001, an ordinance amending the employee retirement system. Defined benefit plan for the city of Alva, Oklahoma, providing retirement benefits for eligible employees of the city of Alva, Oklahoma pertaining to vesting options, providing for their repealer and severability.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Bowman and a second from Mr. Hoffman to approve ordinance 2024-001 as stated in the agenda. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Bowman,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Parsons,
Yes.
Brooks,
Yes.
Lahr,
Yes.
Swallow,
Yes.
Adair,
Yes.
Next item is discussion and action to approve Park Hill contract amendment number 9 for services related to the design, bidding, and grant administration parallel taxiway project in the amount of $331,200. This is it's going to be airport funds. It was approved by the airport board. And it's only going to be 5% of that $331,000. That's going to be airport responsibility. So I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to approve Park Hill contract amendment number 9 for services related to the design, bidding, and grant administration of the parallel taxi project in the amount of $331,200.
I'll second it.
I have a motion from Dr. Lahr, a second from Mr. Bowman to approve Park Hill contract amendment number 9, $331,200. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Lahr,
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Adair,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Parsons,
Yes.
Brooks,
Yes.
Swallow,
Yes.
Item 12, discussion action to enter into executive session pursuant to 25 OS 307B2 to discuss the FY24-25 City of Alva and IAFF Local 3782 negotiations.
a motion to enter into executive session.
Second.
Have a motion from Dr. Lahr, a second by Mrs. Swallow to enter into executive session. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Laura,
Yes.
Swallow,
Yes.
Adair,
Yes.
Brooks,
Yes.
Parsons.
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
All right, I'll ask Mrs. Beer, council members, legal counsel, city manager, clerk to stay. Resuming regular session. Item 14 is discussion and action approving the fiscal year 24-25 City of Alva IAFF Local 3782 contract. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion for the City of Alva to approve the 24-25 City of Alva IAFF Local 3782 contract.
Second.
Which one of you? Okay. I didn't wear my hearing aids tonight. I have a motion from Mr. Bowman and a second from Dr. Lahr to approve the 24-25 City of Alva and IAFF Local 3782 contract. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Bowman,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Brooks,
Yes.
Parsons,
Yes.
Swallow,
Yes.
Adair,
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
All right.
Sorry.
We don't have anything that would qualify as new business. Item 16, remarks and inquiries by council members.
I've got a remark. I don't know if anybody's done it. I want to give kudos to the parks folks that are taking care of the parks. On one of our escapades driving around looking at Hatfield Park, we thought how nice the park looked. Well, then we did the rest of our journey and went into the cemetery, and it looked nice. And then went over to Bud Rose Park, and it looked super nice. So kudos to the folks that are taking care of our parks, because they were really, really in order. And also I want to comment on the one-way signs behind Alva State Bank. I think it's helped a lot. I don't see near as many congestions right there at the college and the bank, and I think that's a good deal too.
I will say it's, from what I've read, National Waste and Recycling Workers Week this week. So if you guys see a sanitation worker, make sure to tell them thank you. They do so much for our community. I know Steve had talked about how they've been working extra hard here lately, and we definitely, anything we can do to show appreciation for those guys we need to do. And then the other thing is and it's all of them, but this last baseball tournament, I saw, at the diner, it was incredible how many different jerseys from different areas I saw. I don't know how many teams we had, but it brought a ton of people to town.
20 teams from outside of Alva.
20 teams from outside Alva, so great job to all the folks at the ARC that work countless hours to make that happen.
I wanted to know how the harvest routes went this year, considering we had a little bit more.
They went pretty well. I haven't heard any reports from the police on stopping anyone. So I told them, said, stop them, give them a map, don't find them, just took you on the route. I haven't heard that they stopped anybody. I caught one kid over here that came all the way down Flynn, and I asked him if he knew the route, and he said, no. I said, well, we get up there at scale and ask them for a map, they'll give you one. Then his boss called me later on that night and told me that I should have called him, but oh well. But that's the only one. That's the only one I saw. And I told him, I said, "Look, kid, this Santa Fe's wide open." I said, "You don't have to stop at all." I said, "You probably stopped 4 times out there on Flynn." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Go up and down Santa Fe." I said, "You don't have to stop." He was like, "Oh, okay." So, But otherwise, I think everybody's stuck to it for the most part.
Any other remarks or inquiries? Okay, we'll adjourn the city council meeting, and we will open economic development. All right. Regular meeting for the Alva Economic Development Authority. When you're ready, please call the roll.
Hoffman,
Here.
Laura.
Here.
Swallow.
Here.
Bowman.
Here.
Parsons.
Here.
Brooks.
Here.
Adair.
Here.
Item 3 is discussion and action on the consent agenda of the following items which concern reports and items of a routine nature normally approved at ADA meetings will be approved by one vote of the authority. Any trustee desiring to discuss an item on the consent agenda may request that it be removed from the consent agenda and placed for discussion as the next item on the regular agenda. It will then be considered separately. The consent agenda consists of the consideration and action on the following items. Item A, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of May 20th, 2024. Item B, approval of claims in the amount of $559,264.67 and payroll expenses of $21,595.15. And item C, approval of the minutes of the special meeting on June 11th, 2024. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
A motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Have a motion from Dr. Lahr and a second from Mr. Hoffman to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Laura.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Bowman.
Yes.
Brooks.
Yes.
Swallow.
Yes.
Adair.
Yes.
Parsons.
Yes.
Item 5 is discussion and action to approve City of Alva AEDA Resolution 2024-005, a resolution of the Alva Economic Development Authority amending the fiscal year 2023-2024 annual budget for the Alva Economic Development Authority.
There's a little note that you wanted me to get done.
Okay, so the majority of these, all of these, are items that are going to end up carrying over into next year. Is that correct,
Yes.
Steve?
Yep.
And so, to be able to put them in next year's budget, which we did, we'll take them out of this year's budget. And they're carrying over because we didn't need to do it this year. We knew it was all projects related to the pool and turf projects.
Make a motion to approve the City of Alva AEDA Resolution 2024-005 as stated in the agenda.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Dr. Lahr and a second by Mr. Hoffman to approve City of Alva ADA Resolution 2024-005 as stated, number 5 in the agenda. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Laura.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Parsons.
Yes.
Adair.
Yes.
Bowman.
Yes.
Brooks.
No.
Swallow.
Yes.
All right. We do not have anything that qualifies as new business, therefore we are adjourned. And we will call to order the regular Alva Utility Authority meeting. Please call the roll.
Hoffman.
Here.
Laura.
Here.
Swallow.
Yes.
Bowman.
Here.
Parsons.
Here.
Brooks.
Here.
Adair.
Here.
Everybody here?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Item 3, discussion and action on the consent agenda. All of the following items which concern reports and items of a routine nature normally approved at AUA meetings will be approved by one vote of the authority. Any trustee desiring to discuss an item on the consent agenda may request that it be removed from the consent agenda and placed for discussion as the next item on the regular agenda. It will then be considered separately. The consent agenda consists of the consideration and action on the following items. Approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of May 20th, 2024. Approval of the minutes of the special meeting of June 11th, 2024. Approval of claims in the amount of $1,045,953.26 and payroll expenses of $62,204.72. Now, if you look at that claims amount, I'll just explain now, that's significantly higher than normal, and that is making the final payment for that mile of water line that went in south of town. I'd entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Bowman and a second by Dr. Lahr to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Bowman,
Yes.
Lahr,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Adair,
Yes.
Brooks,
Yes.
Swallow,
Yes.
Parsons.
Yes.
And there is no new business here either, so we are adjourned.